Who is Uncle Nick? He's the uncle you wish you had. He's a cigar-smoking, aviator-wearing, liquor-loving punk. His own family won't take him anywhere because he's a walking megaphone of scathing opinion. So basically, he's a fictional version of Bad Popp. Check out Diary of a Misanthrope on Amazon.com today. A link is in the description.
Hello everybody, Terrence Popp here, Ridiculous.com. An evil Popp finally did the laundry, so this is Bad Popp, and I got some bad goddamn news for some ladies out there. And that bad news is this: we know your tricks, and this trick is the oldest and one of the most vile known to mankind. That's right, I said mankind, not people kind or humankind. I don't even give a fuck about your pronouns, so Space Ghost. Why more people aren't talking about this is fucking beyond me, because it is so common, especially for dudes or chicks my age, because you're getting up there in years, and guess what happens? Your parents start to die. I'll go down the list. Two tits to the sky, dirt nap, meat suit turn in, dirt dart, kicking their air addiction, lost to gravity, and divorced. As in died. That's right, she didn't divorce your dad, she divorced your dad, if you know what I mean. And when you introduce a widower into that stagnant pool of old, poor, and powerless bitches, it's like throwing raw meat into a piranha-infested river. Hell, I've had to do that. I've had to swim in that river, and it sucked. Space Ghost. It's like catnip to a cat. And in that dating pool, the ladies outnumber the dudes almost 10-1. And these vampiric bitches, they follow a predictable pattern. And that's what I'm gonna talk about today. Please, you guessed it, pour yourself the menagerie of alcohol and have some more on standby, because you're probably gonna need it. Yeah. Before we dive face first into this mummy fart of a quiff of this old woman we're gonna talk about, I have a disclaimer. I'm gonna sound like a feminist, okay?
Not all women do this.
There might be an actual good woman out there with good intentions that wants to date your father. And those women, hats off to you. You have my respect, no bullshit. As a child who just lost a parent, you have to be mindful of this fact. You will be either consciously or subconsciously resistant to somebody filling that void. And that's totally natural. Hell, I was raised by a single mother, and I still understand. Because let's face it, that was your reality. For 40 plus years, your two parents were there. One of them goes away, and another one comes in and tries to fill the void. It's gonna cause some problems. I understand that that was your role model of how relationships are supposed to be, but you have to be the bigger person here. Life happens. Death happens. Everyone is replaceable, including me and you. And don't you dare think for a second that you're not. Because if there's one thing in this reality that rings home, everyone dies and it's always changing.
We're gonna go extinct. We're gonna do it drinking scotch and driving muscle cars. Am I right? Thank you.
Before we start applying all of these rules to the new succubus who is now dangling from the end of your dad's penis, just remember, what's wrong here could be her, and it also can be you in your head. With all that being said, this following list of tells will help you figure that the fuck out. And make no mistake, no matter how good of a poker player you are, everyone has a tell. And what is the number one tell for your dad's new ghoul friend? Number one, she swoops in at the wrong exact right time. The body's not even cold yet, neither are the sheets. And you wanna know why? She wants to capitalize on that void, on the uncertainty and the pain. And she wants to use comfort to manipulate him. Made an episode about it, check it out.
I know you're trying to be nice, but I also know you're doing it because you have an agenda.
Wow. Sexy and smart.
In a marriage, a man and a woman, they take care of each other. They're a team. And if you've grown used to that dynamic, that team of her and him for 20, 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden one is gone, your life is in chaos. All of a sudden, Miss Succubus shows up and she just wants to take care of him, right? And she might just do that for a while. And she's gonna claim she's understanding, But the whole time, she's gonna be punching the clock and pushing it forward because she knows her time is limited. She'll claim to be understanding, and she'll claim she doesn't want things to move forward too fast. But I know how you guys love that. She knows she has 1 to 2 years tops to get in there and cement it and sink her teeth in. So behind the scenes, when no one is looking, she's moving that goalpost closer and closer because she wants to take advantage of that open window of emotional vulnerability. She wants to be there cemented in place when reality sets back in. Because if she's not, more likely than not, she's getting the catapult over the wall. She's gone. So, ask yourself, how did this woman get into the situation and manipulate it so effectively? I wonder what that is. I know what it is. You know what it is. Let's all just be honest. It's the oldest trick in the book, or it is the oldest trick in the book. She's gonna pickpocket his ass, and while she's doing that, she's gonna pickpocket him.
I was going for the sympathy discount.
Women are experts at using sex as an anesthetic against the pain of loss. I got bad news for you, gentlemen. If you find yourself in this position, you will fall for it because no one is immune to it. Because when you experience pain to this magnitude or loss to this degree, everyone reverts to being an emotional thinker. And we talked about the 4 basic types of male thinking. We covered it in a past episode. Check it out. You could be a high-level thinker. You're 40, 50, 60 years old. You experience this loss. She swoops in, grabs the pecker. You're dick thinking again. You go from 50 to 19. Hell, you could be 80. There's a reason why Viagra comes in a blue pill. Screen 5.
Are you tired of people always telling you what they think you want to hear? If you want truly good advice, take it from me. Ask an asshole. Hit up Aaron Clary at assholeconsulting.com. A link is in the description.
And that's how it all starts. She's applying that pink pocket to the wound, and she's assuring him she's not moving too fast.
I'm gonna check out this new lesbian bar tonight.
Your life is awesome.
You wanna come?
On top of sex, she'll do everything that your mother used to do. She'll cook, she'll clean, she'll go to the bank. She'll be misproductive until she gets her claws sunk in. She is doing everything in her power to make your father believe that he needs her. But make no mistake, either you're the dude who lost his wife and you're dating this woman, or you're the kid and you're seeing your father happy for the first time since all of the bullshit began. No matter how much it warms your black dead heart, it will come to an end. Once she has cemented herself into that relationship, all of that will go away. And if you're smart and you're a high-level thinker, you'll notice this. Because let's face it, sex and a few good meals and maybe a clean house, a good wife does not make. Sooner or later, the rest of the family is going to come around and they're going to ask some questions. And that's when she starts lying and doublespeak. Or chick speak, made a video about it, check it out. You get her alone for 5 minutes and you ask her what are her intentions for your father. You're going to get a lot of answers and none of them are going to be the truth. And if you haven't poured your menagerie of alcohol or you have to restock it, do it now.
We're just friends. It's not like I'm moving in. He deserves comfort and to be able to move on. I would never interfere with his kids.
And this last one here, this is my favorite.
I am not in this for the money. Your money is your money.
And a lie like that gives me a bad taste in my mouth. I'm gonna wash it down with this sweet, tasty beer. And you want your father to be happy, so you're going to believe her. But all the while, your heart is going, lying cunt! Or if you watch this show, you hear my voice in the back of your head going, she's a lying cunt. Sounds refreshing, but it really isn't. But over time, you're gonna notice things are gonna start changing, and not for the better. It'll start small. He won't call you on a Friday. He'll miss a birthday or an anniversary. Sooner or later, he won't even be around for the holidays. He'll be gone to the point you can't even get him on the phone. And why? Because this vampiric, soul-sucking bitch wants it that way. She has him isolated in her web of fucking lies. She isolates him from anyone and any person that will call her out on her bullshit. I have a name for this. I call it testiculus redonculitis, and I made a video about it years ago. Check it out and learn something. These tricks, they have no age limit. Young women do it, and old women do it. They all do it. And these young women that do that kind of bullshit wind up being this old woman doing that bullshit, because normal people don't write a check against that kind of behavior. You want to know who does write a check against that bullshit? Vulnerable, desperate people. This is what we call the Hail Mary or the last bitch effort pass. Because at her age, she knows she's got to lock this shit in. This is probably her last opportunity. The gloves have come off and she doesn't care who she hurts. And if you allow this to go on long enough unchecked, when you finally catch up, you're gonna find out some horrendous bullshit is going on. He may have married her without a prenup, which basically means you're fucked. And if that doesn't happen, you can guarantee a few other things. Her name will be on the house. Her name will be on the account. She will try to seize assets. And of course, I cannot forget the coup de grace of all cunt maneuvers. This is the heart out the asshole, the bullet to the brain. She gets him to change his motherfucking will. And it might be small changes, kind of like her being added as his medical proxy. And if you don't understand what that is, I'm gonna tell you. What that means, if he goes into the hospital and he's incapacitated, power of attorney automatically goes to her, and the rodeo ride begins. And because he didn't say anything about it, I guess that makes you the rodeo clown, so get in that goddamn barrel, bitch. Space Ghost.
I know. That's why I call the hooker. Now go away.
And by this point, everyone's gonna be asking questions, but it's too late, and get ready for this one. Even if you back her into a corner and demand answers, there's always the sob story. Where?
I was just looking out for him. In fact, I'm the real victim here. Where?
Fuck off, whore. And this here really fucks me up. It's the double mind screw. She will blame you. She has been isolating him. He doesn't come to anything, not even family Christmases. And then she pulls out this.
Well, if you were more involved, none of this would have happened.
What kind of shit is that? I'm getting mad here just even talking about this. Not for nothing, bitch. But if you say that kind of shit to somebody who's already lost one parent and is on the cusp of losing their other parent, you might get shot. Now, I'm not condoning that kind of shit, but I understand.
Hag.
And this brings me to one of the saddest truths of this entire affair. The weaker your family bonds are, the faster this will happen and the easier it will be and the harder to reverse. And that is why it's so important that this soul-sucking harpy isolates him from you. Even if you're like this, after that tragedy goes down, she knows if she keeps chipping away, sooner or later, she'll break that bond. Applied pressure and time changes everything. Hell, it changes the face of the earth. With that being said, does this happen to women too? Fuck yeah, it does. Especially if you're talking about a widow who just inherited a fuck ton of money. I don't care if you're a 3 out of 10. You can be the ugliest mongoloid looking chick that ever walked the earth. If your purse is big enough and fat enough, there's some dude out there that will gladly bob for your apples. That is a level of masochism I am totally okay to let you have it. I don't want anything to do with it. I'll stick to some self-deprecation and the occasional intoxication, and here's to you. And that brings me to the final point, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the penis in the ass. We've said this before about women, but it is also 1000% true for dudes. People have a type. Even if that type is totally bad for them, there's some weird cosmic craziness going on that they're attracted to that, and that is attracted to them. And if this woman is your dad's type, so is your mother, and I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying your mother's a slut, but you have to ask some questions. How did you get here? And does your mother know me?
Pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you.
I'm not saying I'm your daddy, but there was a time in my life where I did some pretty irresponsible things, and Space Ghost. And if you think by me saying that makes me a dick, that's fine, because everyone's born an asshole. But I'm a dick by choice, and I'm totally cool with it. And you have to become cool at asking some questions, even if you don't want to know the answers. Because you're an adult now. Welcome to the real world of adulting. Oh, and your parents, they're adults too. Just because they're your parents doesn't mean that the only time they bumped uglies is when they made you. I can almost guarantee you that your mother had a sex toy in her house, and probably a couple times in her life, she had to wash the bazooka juice out of her hair. I'm just saying. And I can almost guarantee you this as a fact, especially if there was too much alcohol, there was some wrong hole slippage, if you know what I mean. And 4 out of every 10 women, they just tell you to put it back in, Space Coast. Listen, don't get pissed off and look up that stat, because I'm just fucking around. Or am I? And if you're clicking on those new tabs, especially the ones in this video, go ahead and click on the ones below for Patreon, PayPal, and Maker support. Send us a couple bucks, because this shit is expensive. And you want to know what else is expensive? Jim Apple, and I'm almost out. And if YouTube has their way, they'll get rid of all my subscribers. So please hit the subscribe and the bell so you're notified when I make new videos. And if you don't, I'll just bang your mother. Again, screen 5. No, in regards to the South America shit, I used to actually wear a cup, or I'd have it in my rucksack. So if we're gonna go like across a river or a water obstacle, I'll be, all right, hold on a minute.
You can bite my legs, but you're not biting my dick.
I put the plastic cup over my junk and be like, all right, let's go. Because I could take a bite anywhere else, but not on the junk.
Yeah, don't bite my dick.